And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time pedal show. My name is Gabor, and today I'm looking at this. Now, this is the ToneX Pedal. Now, I did a video which you can watch via the link up here, and I also linked to it in the description below, where I looked at, it's kind of an unboxing video, and I looked at what comes with ToneX, with the ToneX Pedal, without connecting it to the computer, without putting your own captures on it, just whatever comes with it. Now, today what I want to do is I want to compare it to my amps. Now, I spent an entire day doing a whole bunch of captures. Now, all these captures you can find on ToneNet as well. I'll see if I can link to it in the description below. I'm not sure how to do that, but I'll see if I can do it. If not, if you just go to ToneNet and search for Gabor, G-A-B-O-R, you'll find them because they all have Gabor in them. Not in here because I renamed it so it fits on here, but on the actual ToneNet version it does. So I did a whole bunch of captures, and what I wanted to do now is look at this as a standalone unit versus my amps as standalone units. So how does it work? Now, my guitar that I'm going to use in a second goes via a Peterson Strobe HD tuner, which is always on my desk, that goes into the TSX overdrive by Dazatronics. You can also watch a video on the TSX overdrive up here. Now, I just wanted to use this to see how it compares using the captures versus the real amps, how it reacts, or if it reacts differently. I haven't tried this yet. This is a first, right? For me as well. So, you know, we're doing this together. From this pedal, it goes into this Keeley passive AB box. And it's passive. The only thing that the power does is give me the lights. The red light means this is on. The blue light means, and actually I just noticed this, that's a pick. I put a pick on there to cover the really bright light, but it's a glow in the dark pick, and the bit where the light was closed now. So I think actually I got to use a different pick. Oh, that's translucent too. Okay, it's just because it's really bright. It's a really bright light, and I just want to kind of dampen the light a bit. So red means it's this. So basically, if it's red, it means I'm coming from the pedal into this, into that, and then mono out into Logic. No post EQ done, nothing. It's just the exact sound the way it comes out. Now, I've used mono because my amps are mono, and that way it's mono. You can set it to stereo, and then you have reverbs and stuff. You can set them to stereo, but we're not doing any of this. It's just mono, just straight amp captures. Now, if the blue light is on, it goes out of the other cable and goes into the Mostronics amp switcher. Now, with that amp switcher, I can then select a couple different amps, and then from there, it goes to the two notes. Where is it? Here. Here. Two notes Torpedo Live. Now, that always, for all the captures, has the same IRs, which are these ones, which are Celestion Plus or Celestion Digital IRs. It's an Engl 4x12 oversized XXL cabinet and a Celestion 4x10 greenback cabinet blended together. So I use that for all the captures. I like that. I always use it at home. Now, all the amps, pretty much when you watch any of my videos here, I never really touch any of the dials. They're always set to the same thing. So all the dials, everything that dials, the IRs, everything is exactly the same as when I captured it, because it's always the same. In every video I do, it's always exactly the same. So I just wanted to A/B it and see how it differs. Now, also, the guitar, to begin with anyway, I'm going to be using, is the Parts Mastercaster. Again, because it's a guitar I've used a lot, because this is for me as much as it is for you guys. After capturing all these amps. So basically I captured the Ironball on the clean and dirty channel. I captured the Fender on a clean and a medium drive channel. I captured the Powerball on all 4 channels, and I also captured the Marshall Origin down there, just on the clean channel, right? So all these are available online. You can download them for free. So let's check it out. So this is now, again, guitar via the tuner, into the TSX, which is off at the moment, into here. The blue light is on, the standby switch is off. So this is now that Engl Ironball SE on the clean channel going through the Torpedo Live with those greenback, with the greenback 4x12, 4x10 and Engl XXL 4x12 cabinet. So this is what it sounds like, hopefully. So if you watch my channel, I use this amp a lot. It's a great amp. I love this amp. That's a clean sound always. I've rarely ever changed the EQ or anything on it. And and it's not super clean. I don't use super clean cleans. I know some people whinge and go, oh, it's not clean. It's an overdrive, man. I use it like that. I don't use clean cleans. Got a little bit of crunch to it. Okay, so now, red lights. Now, actually, there's some, before we even start, I think there is something I've noticed. So when I did the captures with this, and you can watch a video I did here on, I captured a bunch of DoD amps, or actually one DoD amps, but 3 different sounds of it, and all that's available on ToneNet as well. I noticed something, and I wonder if it will do that. Okay, so let's see if what I think I noticed it does. It actually does. It's probably just my setup the way it is, but it does. Okay, tone capture. Oh no, pick fell. Tone capture. It does what I think it does, and I think it's just my setup. So you have in the front of this, you have an attenuator, and you've got to set it so things, you know, in the software. If you watch any of the videos, there's like a meter, and it's not meant to be clipping, but often it's quite hard to find the right spot because it goes quite high, it spikes high, and then it goes really low. So I think when I capture things in here, the way I have it set up, the attenuator is ever so slightly lower. So I think it's the sound on here, the captured sound, is ever so slightly like you roll the volume on the guitar down ever so slightly. It's not a bad thing, but that's just, and it may not affect everyone. It's just the way my setup works with when I captured it. It doesn't sound bad, but it's slightly less gainy, has a little less, it's like you roll the volume back a bit. So that's a real amp. I gotta say though, I mean, it's a slightly different sound just because of it's less gain, but it feels exactly the same. I mean, the feel is identical. Oh, it'll blow out the camera, whatever. Now let's use a Tube Screamer style pedal. So this is now going into the actual amp with the Tube Screamer style pedal. It's a mild overdrive. Also maybe slight volume. Okay, so at the moment everything is set the same. Actually, I'm gonna try and... I'll do it in post. It's just adjusting the volume. The volume is slightly different. It's a little louder. With a drive on, it's almost indistinguishable in a room anyway. Okay, but let's keep going, right? So the next one on here is the Ironball on the dirty channel. So because I'm gonna run out of time otherwise. Dirty channel, Ironball. So this is now, let's go bridge pickup. This is the Ironball on the dirty channel. Tone capture. It does exactly that. Again, got to adjust the volume a little bit, so maybe input gain up a bit on here. Very close again. I actually almost like the sound of that one better. It's a bit more open. Now let's do the thing where we turn the gain down, volume all the way up, booster with the tube screamer. So that's a real amp. Prefer the ToneX version of that. Okay, well that was that one. What's next on here? Next on here is Marshall Clean. Okay, so let's get that organized. All right, so that's now the Marshall Origin 50H. So it's the same thing. So we're going through the amp selector, Mastronics amp selector that has the Marshall selected, and then we're going to the 2 Notes Torpedo Live with the same IRs. Now the volume is going to be way louder, because it's a bigger 50-watt amp. Again, not super clean, but I like that slightly broken up. So that's the amp. This is now the ToneX version of it. Again, a little bit brighter, a little bit less gain, because it's maybe like you rolled the volume back. The attenuation is a bit different. But I actually quite like the sound again. Let's try it with a tube screamer, but low. Let's go higher gain. Let's go on a fat setting. So it's clipping the input gain a bit. Into the ToneX. Close. Okay, let's go next. Okay, Powerball Clean Channel 1. Let's get that ready. Okay, now I have the Engl Powerball selected on the clean channel. Now that has a slightly different path. So that goes, I'm going into this and then via torpedo captor, an old 2 Notes captor, not the Captor X, but the captor which is in the back there. And then it goes into here, into the old cab, 2 Notes torpedo cab. Same speakers though, it's the same Engl 4x12 XXL and the Greenback 4x10 cabinet. Now this is the clean channel of the Powerball. little bit of a difference there. Okay, let's try the next one. So this is channel 2 now of the Powerball. So let's go to channel 2. This is sort of a crunchy driven channel. So this is now the amp. Very close again. It's maybe a bit smoother, this one. So far, the gain sounds are almost preferred on here because it seems to be more balanced. Angrier, the Powerball. Now let's try that sound with hitting the volume hard. Let's go back to standard Troop Screamer. It sounds pretty good to me. Okay, next channel. Oh, we're going to channel 4. Now, there's a bit of noise there because it's a lot of gain. So this is the amp, Powerball channel 4. I mean, not that you need it. That's very close. Go to a cleaner channel for that. What's next? Fender clean. Okay, let's get that ready. Okay, so I'm now going into the Fender Bassbreaker 15 on the clean or the low mode, right? No reverb or anything. I really like the clean on this. It's a very smooth clean. Again, not super clean. I don't like it super clean. But very dynamic if you play quieter. And again, that goes via the Mastronics amp switcher. It goes into that and then into the Torpedo Live. Same cabinets again. So because that's a smaller amp, I've got to turn the input gain now on the amp up, so just so it was a bit quiet. Maybe ever so slightly brighter, but I mean the tonal character is... feel is the same. So this amp has a really nice feel. I always like playing it because it feels good. I think part of that is because it's a small wattage amp. Compared to a lot of the other amps, I have the master volume up really high. I've got the master volume up pretty high in most of them, but on that I've got it up very high so that it gets that bottom end from a power tube. And you get that quite compressed feel. I'm gonna guess the drive. Okay, so that's the you switch the switch to the middle position, that medium gain switch on the Bassbreaker. Let's go to the bridge pickup. And that's pretty much identical. Tube screamer. Super close. Okay, next one. Powerball channel 3. This is Powerball channel 3. Yeah, we're on channel 3. So channel 3 has the mid boost on this. Channel 4 didn't have the mid boost on. This has got the mid boost on. Again, it has a slight different characteristics, but whether you actually notice them, I don't think so. I mean, it's also, if you have two amps, when you set them up next to each other, they will sound ever so slightly different. To me, it's not, the difference isn't big enough. And to me, the most important factor is the feel. It feels the same. Tube screamer. Let's quickly do this because I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's a different one. Lower tunings. Alright, so this, and it's noisy because the amp is on super high gain behind me. This is an old Carvin, or would be now called Kiesel. It was a Carvin Bolt T, it used to be called, with 3 Strat style single coil pickups in it. I now put 2 Haven pickups in it, the early versions of the Haven Omnia, but similar sort of to that. And a Justin Hermes or Herod custom anodized pickup, and beautifully put together by my friend Jim Mack at Deluxe Tone Guitars. I'll put links to him below as well. Now, this is tuned to C, drop C tuning. So this is the amp to begin with, the noisy amp. You can put a noise suppression on it, but I'm not. Okay, now let's do that with a boosted tube screamer. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference, but not a massive difference. Hang on, let's turn this. That kind of has, that noise is on there too. But you can, like I say, you've got noise suppression, noise gate on it. You can get rid of that. I mean, that was a look at all my amps that I've modeled. So I've modeled the Fender on the clean and the medium gain channel, the Engl Ironball on all 4 channels. The third, channel 3, has the mid boost, the one that I just used. The Marshall origin on the clean, but like, volume is really high up, so it's quite driven. The Ironball SE on both clean and driven channel. I might do some more experiments with some more captures that I didn't always put on ToneNet. So I guess, I don't know, can you follow people on ToneNet? I don't know if you can, but just check it out. Usually I'll put Gabor somewhere in the title. So if you type in Gabor, G-A-B-O-R, when you search on ToneNet, you'll find what I do. So that's that. A big thank you to the awesome people at IK Multimedia. I should have mentioned that at the start, actually, but I'll put a thing down the bottom anyway. This was sent to me, so this is what you would call a sponsored video. Now, you take from it what you like. You know, do you like the way it sounds? Do you like the comparison? I mean, I think it never is exactly the same when you model stuff. And maybe I could have gotten it closer if I would have set it up a little bit better with the attenuation, maybe a little bit higher. Because to me, like I said, it sounds like, it feels the same, but it sounds almost like sometimes there's a little bit missing. It's just like you turn it down a bit on the guitar, the volume down, and it kind of drops down. It gets a little bit less, maybe slightly less bottom end, and a little less gain. But I mean, you can compensate with all that. You have a depth control, which is sort of like you've got presence and depth. You've got the power amp section, high end and low end. You can compensate for it. I just wanted to have everything at 12 o'clock, everything, no changes. So I didn't touch any of the dials, nothing. It's exactly the same setup. So what were your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to check out, I think there's 3 videos that are all coming out at the same time with ToneX. So the first impressions, this one and the one with Alex. Links to all of them down in the description below if you want to watch them. Links to IK Multimedia and everything down in the description below as well. And if you want to find out more about the guitars and stuff, there's links to them down in the description below as well. Other than that, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Personally, I think it sounds great. I'm really looking forward to actually shortly using it in an amp situation, an amp in a band situation. What am I talking? As an amp in a band situation. So I'm going to report back to let you know what I thought of it. But sort of here, first impressions, I dig it. So big thank you, IK Multimedia. I'll put up a playlist of all my IK Multimedia stuff that I've done tons of videos with software and everything. If there's anything in particular you want me to do, let me know in the comments below as well. On that note, see you in the next one. Bye.